India has the second largest population in the world, and also India is the second largest consumer of gold globally, and Bitcoin is slowly becoming the new gold as Indians are pouring billions into crypto. And if we take a look at what is going on right now in India, it will give us a good idea of where we can expect to see the price of Bitcoin in the long term. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. In India, where households own more than 25,000 tons of gold, investments in crypto grew from about 200 million to nearly 40 billion in the past year, according to Chainalysis. This is a 200x increase, and this is mostly happening with people between the ages of 18 to 35. The growth in India is coming from the 18 to 35-year-old cohort, says the co-founder of India's first crypto exchange. Latest World Gold Council data indicated Indian adults under age 34 have less appetite for gold than older consumers. And this makes sense because obviously buying Bitcoin is very simple compared to buying gold. And if we look at the properties of money, in particular portability, crypto is very high, very easy to hold $1 worth of crypto or $1 billion worth of crypto. It's the same process. And it's also, as we know, very simple to send it anywhere in the world. But when we look at gold, this chart rates gold as moderate when it comes to portability, but I would say that it is actually very low. We can make the case that gold is portable on a moderate level if you're dealing with something small like a coin or maybe a necklace. But if you're dealing with any significant amount of gold, it's going to be very hard to move it, and it's also going to be very costly. Sending gold can cost hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending how much gold you are sending. And when you compare this to something like crypto, you can send $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and pay fees of only $3. And while this might be high relative to other cryptocurrencies, when you compare it to gold, right? Bitcoin is supposed to be gold 2.0. This is extremely cheap. In addition to Bitcoin being portable, it's also easier to verify. You go online, you can buy crypto, you don't have to verify it, unlike gold, because gold is actually very difficult to verify. I have a friend that works in the industry and he broke it down for me. If you're dealing with a small amount or a small piece of gold, it might be easier. There are a few things you could do. The stam test, of course, this is not foolproof. An acid test, you make a small scratch in the gold. You pour liquid nitric acid onto the spot. A magnet test using a special magnet. The float and rust test, a skin test. But you still have to have some prior knowledge before going ahead and using these. But at the end of this list, it says if you want a 100% guarantee that your gold is real, bring it to a consultant or a certified jeweler. Even when it comes to an expert or a certified jeweler, they can make mistakes as well. There is a lot of fake gold in the market. You can have pieces of gold that are 80% gold or 90% gold, but then a small percentage is not gold, but it's very difficult to see it. And over the last year, one of the most underreported stories was $2 billion worth of loans backed by fake gold in China. I covered this story when it happened, but this was way underreported. And in my opinion, my little conspiracy theory is that this story was suppressed so that the market would not tank. This was a massive story. I still cannot believe it didn't get the attention that it deserves. There's a ton of fake gold in the market. Even when we're dealing with professionals, we still can see fake gold in the market. It's very difficult to verify. So I was speaking with my friend about verifying, let's say, thicker pieces of gold. How do they do it? And he says many people will have to either drill a hole in the gold or cut it in half. But a lot of experts or professionals, they have XRF analyzers. These are machines that can analyze and verify the content of a precious metal without destroying it. The problem is these things cost thousands of dollars. So the bottom line here is that your average person cannot verify gold or really most precious metals. They need to go to an expert. But even when you go to an expert, mistakes can be made. And because Bitcoin is portable and easier to verify than gold, I, along with many others, believe that one day Bitcoin will match the market cap of gold and eventually surpass it, giving us a Bitcoin of $500,000 or more. And when that time comes in 10 or 20 years from now, this is my belief, I want to hold on to as much of the profits as I can. And because of that, I have Bitcoin in a retirement account with iTrust Capital, who is today's video sponsor. They offer a crypto Roth IRA, and all funds held in the account until after the age 59 and a half are tax-free. Also, you can trade within the account tax-free as long as you hold it until after the age 59 and a half. Because as we know, if you trade crypto for crypto outside of a Roth IRA, it is taxable. And they have a wide selection of crypto: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Dogecoin, Polkadot, Litecoin, Compound, Uniswap, EOS, Stellar, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Sushi, Yearn Finance, and Polygon. Also, a lot of you guys might be worried, well, what if you need the money earlier? With a Roth IRA, the initial contributions can be taken out penalty-free before the age 59 and a half, and there are even cases where the profits can be taken penalty-free. For example, a first-time home purchase, certain education expenses, and certain medical expenses. And if you want to get started with iTrust Capital, I do have a link down below, and you will get your first month free. Also, if you have any other further questions about iTrust Capital and crypto Roth IRAs, feel free to message me anytime on Twitter or Instagram, and I will do my best to answer you. Now, coming back to gold versus Bitcoin, we know it's very difficult to verify gold, but what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a blockchain, a public blockchain, so anyone can go to a block explorer and verify what's going on in the network. But this might be difficult for a lot of people, especially people that are brand new into Bitcoin. So how do they verify that they're holding real Bitcoin? It's very simple. It's super simple. All you need to do is send Bitcoin to a new wallet. If it shows up, you just verified that Bitcoin that you hold is real. If you have Bitcoin on Coinbase and you send it to a new wallet and it shows up, it is real. Because in crypto or with Bitcoin, right, if you send something that is not Bitcoin to a Bitcoin wallet, it won't show up. If it shows up, it is real Bitcoin. This is why many people have problems with platforms such as Robinhood or PayPal, because at the moment, while I make this video, they don't allow withdrawals, so it's not really possible to verify if your Bitcoin is real. So Bitcoin, portable, easier to verify. But when we're speaking about India, we have to touch upon the topic of regulation, because it is possible that Bitcoin and crypto, it is possible that it could be banned in India. And as this Indian investor stated, I am flying blind. I have a risk-taking appetite, so I'm willing to take a risk of a ban, which, as mentioned, is possible. Over the years, India has been back and forth when it comes to regulation. But let's say that India does decide to ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Well, what will this investor do? He has stated he's already got contingency plans in place to move his trading to an offshore Singapore bank account if a ban was to be introduced. And this is the power of Bitcoin. As we mentioned in this video, it is very portable. If something were to happen, this person can pick up, take their money, and leave. This is the definition of capital flight. And this is why I believe governments are so fearful of Bitcoin, because it gives a user so much power. But it is starting to look like that India will regulate Bitcoin rather than ban it. As we've mentioned, they've been back and forth over the years, but recently Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, donated $1 billion worth of crypto to India's COVID relief fund, right? Crypto being used to save lives. Sending this amount of money with the traditional financial system is very complex, but with crypto, you create a wallet, and Vitalik sent $1 billion worth of crypto. And I like to joke that Vitalik could have been on his couch in his boxers with a donut in his hand, sending $1 billion across the world, right? That's what's so powerful about crypto. And I do think that India is starting to realize, right? They're not gonna ban it, but they're going to regulate it. And these are the types of news stories that we have been seeing since this happened, that Indian government may regulate crypto as an asset class rather than ban it. But let's say they do go ahead and ban it. All they're really going to be doing is removing themselves from the game. So I think they realize this. They're going to regulate it, not ban it. But we are seeing that people between the ages of 18 to 35 are starting to prefer Bitcoin over gold. And I want to know what you guys think. You guys watching this video, if you had $1,000 to buy Bitcoin or gold, which one would you buy? My bet is most of you would pick Bitcoin, or not even Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency, over gold. Like the video, keep stacking, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.